Today we'll be doing the all-wheel drive fluid change on a 2015 Honda CRV all-wheel drive. The things you'll need a drain pan, 3/8 ratchet, new crush washers. You'll need 2 of them. I think they're the same size, not 100% sure. Stored these online. We get to focus here. Yeah. There you go. So this says rear diff on it. So we'll see. And that's just more. Pack came with 10 of them. And then this is the fluid we're going to use. So I didn't realize it says Acura on it, but it's the same fluid that Honda uses. In fact, if you look on the back, it says developed in conjunction with Honda R&D. Yep, so it says all that. But if you look at the part number here, it says all that with an A at the end. That's just for Acura. The Honda part number will have the same numbers with an H at the end. So it's the same stuff though. So Honda calls it dual pump 2. This is called dual pump system fluid, DPSF. So it's the same stuff. This costs about anywhere from $7 to $10 a quart. And the Honda stuff right now is costing anywhere from $20 to $35 a quart. So you need 2 of them. So I went with this. You can do it with a funnel. I'll show that. This makes it easier, and an even easier step are the little systems that screw into the top of the quart jugs. It has a little pump on it with a hose, but this does the same thing. I just had this, just a little fluid transfer pump. Put new hoses on it, so it should be good. Yep, and jack stands. You're just gonna, first step, jack up the rear. So let's see. So you get your drain pan here, and I've already broke the 3/8 ratchet drive free. So just from the back of the vehicle, you just come back here, and you can see it right there. This guy is your drain plug. That's on the driver's side rear, and then your fill plug slash level check is going to be at the top on the driver's side. So you can see this is just the 3/8 ratchet, fits in there perfect, just like that. And you can get it, so you can get an extension on here to clear this housing if you need to. Mine has a little leverage on here, so I didn't need to. You're just gonna pull this out. Like I said, I already broke it free, so. And it shouldn't float, well it might float, but pull it out kind of fast. There you go, you can see liquid coming out. And this is also your magnet that catches all the debris, all the metal from the gear. We'll clean that off with a rag just so you can see it. And then while it's draining, I like to pull the fill one out just so you get a little airflow in there. And so nothing should come out of this one unless your system was way over full. Might get a little residual, but that's about it. Oop, okay, and so this crush washer came off on this side. The one didn't on the drain plug, so you got to make sure you don't put 2 on here because it's not going to seal very good. So just make sure you get both your crush washers off so you can put new ones on. Alright, so while this is draining out of here, it's going to drain pretty quick. It only holds 1.3 quarts or something. So okay, So back over at the workbench, I've wiped this off, and you can see it just had a bunch of real fine metal debris in there, but no real chunks, no real big chunks to speak of. So just looks like oil, but it's actually metal. It's on your hand too. You can kind of feel it. It's a little real fine. You don't need to worry about the real fineness. You just make sure there's no chunks on here. The thing to note is the fluid check and fill plug is a larger crush washer than the lower drain plug. So I didn't order the right one for that, but I'm not too worried about it because oil should never be this high anyway. So I'm just gonna clean that off. It doesn't feel too bad. And then I'll clean the corrosion off of this guy, put it back in. And this guy too, I'll replace the crush ring. One thing to note on the crush rings is there's a flat side and a beveled round side. So the flat side is always going to go towards whatever you're tightening against. So when you put it on, flat side up, so that as it threads in, that flat side fits flushly against the housing, and that way while it's compressing it'll actually seal. So there's that. I'll clean that up and then I'll put them back in. There's no torque for these. It just says tightly. I saw somewhere where it said 35 foot-pounds, but I'm just going to put it on until I feel like this crush washer is seated good, and that's about it. Cool. So I'll clean this up and we'll go back. Alright, so got these all cleaned up. Pretty nice. Threads are still good. And I know a lot of places are selling the magnet and the drain plug and the crush washer all together. But as long as your threads are good and this isn't stripped out, it takes a very long time for a magnet to go bad. So we'll go, oops, let me grab the other one so we don't have to go down twice. So this should be pretty much done draining. Yep, it is. Okay. So it's got a little drip left, but not too bad. So I'll just wipe that. Okay, and then just put your magnet in. I put a new crush washer on here too, so should be good. Cool. So just hand tight, and then we'll just leave the fill plug out because we're going to be filling it here shortly. And you just kind of wipe this real good. And so you can feel it really like seat pretty good. And you just kind of go. Let's see if I can see until the washer compresses there. Okay, and that's it. That's good enough. And the thing is, if you go too loose, you can always tighten it, right? But if you go too tight, then you got other issues. So I'll just go till it compresses, and we'll clean that up real good, and we'll monitor for any leaks, but I really doubt it'll leak. And then so we'll get the setup for the fluid pump here. So you got an out and an in. So obviously in's gonna go into the jug, and then out's going to go into the fill hole. And then I'll bring the funnel down here and show you what you could do with the funnel if you didn't have this. So you could stick this in here if you wanted to. It would be a struggle, but you could. And then just kind of tilt it up, and then you could definitely get a quart up there and pour it in. And basically all you're doing is you're gonna fill this up until the level is just at the bottom of these threads. So you could stick your finger in there and you can feel like if it was flush and level, the level would be at the bottom of the threads right here. So when you fill it up, basically you're just gonna fill it up till a little bit comes out, and then once a little bit comes out, you just let it drain a little and then put your plug back in and you're good to go. So I will attempt to, let's see, so that's empty. I bet I could fill it up and then show you what it looks like at the proper level. Alright, so we used exactly 1 1/3 ish. There's a little bit left, or lost, I mean, from the drain here, just from filling it, and then you just let it run out. And so there's a little bit that came out, still dripping a little, so move the pan. And then all you're gonna do is you're gonna check your level by sticking just your tip of your finger in there, and it should be flush with the threads here if your car is level. I mean, it's just kind of close. And then we're gonna put this guy back in there. I didn't change the O-ring on it just because, or not O-ring, sorry, crush washer, just because I didn't have it. But like I said, there shouldn't be any real fluid on top of there anyway. So, yep. So anyway, I'm gonna tighten that. Gonna tighten the other one, or actually I already tightened the other one. Just gonna tighten that up, and then clean everything up and do checks, and then clear it on the little maintenance reminder in there. I'm not 100% sure when the maintenance is due on this guy, but I just change it whenever the little computer tells me to. So, but it's pretty easy. That's about it. I'm gonna do a couple more videos coming up for the CVT transmission fluid change. Maybe a couple more. So, okay, thanks for watching.